Good evening, good evening, good evening. How on earth are we? Are we all good? Let me know how the audio is. Let me know how the video is. It is a pleasure to be back again. A little bit of a unscheduled commentary, I think, maybe. Good evening to Hayden. Good evening, George, and good evening, Strange. Hope you're all doing very well. First one of the night, please, if you haven't already liked, give that like button a smashing. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Yeah, 5 drivers, this is going to be awesome. And it's raining. So, welcome to TOGA Motorsport's live coverage of the Lamborghini Rally. This basically is going to be a mad race. It's at Misano, it's raining, and you need to be technically mad to be driving these cars. These cars want to kill you at every possibility. I'm going to run through, there's not many rules tonight. This is a one-off, this isn't a championship, this is a one-off. So 15 minutes for practice, 20 minutes qualifying, and the race is 45 minutes. Now there's 5 cars that you can choose from, all surprisingly enough, Lamborghini. You've got the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo 2, you've got the Lamborghini Huracan GT3, you've got the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo, you've then got the Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo, and then you've got the Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo Evo 2. We actually have someone driving the Super Trofeo tonight, if they are in. It's, yeah, I don't know what on earth's going to be happening tonight. So that's it. There are going to be points, obviously, for different finishing positions. So, yeah, I mean, there will be a winner, but it's a one-off race. So, really looking forward to this. Glad you can all join us. Zanes, meow. How on earth are you, Zanes? Fernando, good evening. Yeah, so at the moment, we've got 5 drivers. It's obviously still got 6 minutes to go of free practice. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, these cars, for me, these cars are just a different breed altogether. They really are. How do I best explain? For me, I think the shorter wheelbase is part of my problem, because I'm used to the McLaren or something of that type. So this is going to be interesting. There should be, I'm sure was there 18 drivers signed up for this? So it's possible. I know one driver is, maybe there we go, Rollins has just joined us as well. So Saturday night, people are obviously trying to get things organised family-wise and things like that. So I'm sure there'll be more drivers coming. Strange, yeah, you're okay, just plain AC. Are you very happy you chose to buy AC? So we've got some familiar faces, or names I should say. We've got Elias Fernando, we've got Alex Hertz, we've got Eric Berg, we've got Paso, we've got Kia Drowski, and we've got Rollins in. So yeah, I hope you've buckled yourselves in, because I think it's going to be 45 minutes of chaos. I think is the best way of describing it. But certainly the it's going to be interesting. This track is so wet at the moment, it is unbelievable. There's no puddles forming as yet, it's just very slick. And look how low that Lambo is at the front. It is just squatted to the ground. Yeah, Stranger, glad you did. Awesome. I was glad to hear that. So how's everybody's weekend been? Have you been up to anything exciting, or have you been working, or let me know what you've been up to. It's a really nice gold and green. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was Kia Drowski. That's really nice. Liking it a lot. Rollins is still in the pits. Paso's got a nice pink Lamborghini now. That's going to be easy to see on track. So it is. Drivers just dialing things in. Now you'll notice on the top right corner, and let me just make sure I've not, I am going to move the logos on the right hand side a little bit, just so you can see the temperature and the weather and things like that. Shan't be a second. There we go, hopefully that's better. Let's move it up just a smidge. Nah, a bit too far. Hey, hopefully that's better. So yes, you will see on the, just to the right of the time and free practice, it's raining. It's going to get heavier in 10 minutes, and then it's going to stay the way it is within 30 minutes. So this is going to be a wet, slippery track. Now, Misano is an amazing track. I absolutely love Misano. You can absolutely get a little bit like that all over the curbs. Go to the full limit that you can, but with the rain, you can see little puddles just starting to form now. So yep, especially on the start finish straight. So when these cars get up to maximum speed, they are going to start aquaplaning because of the standing water. Now they're on wet tyres, but the wet tyres won't get rid of every single piece of water that the car's driving through, so it certainly is going to be very interesting. Zane's, you working this and tomorrow afternoon? Well, messages need to be delivered, unfortunately. Oh, getting a little bit sideways there. Eric pushing as fast as he can. Does anyone enjoy racing in the wet? I know there's a distinctive skill that you need, and maybe a lot of bravery, but I'm always very tentative when I'm racing in the wet. I've only done a few wet races, but there's certainly a very big skill level to be fast in the wet. So as I say, there's hopefully going to be more. We've just got about 20 seconds left of free practice. So again, I know I sound like a broken record, but I just want to highlight some things. Hayden this week has done LFM daily races almost every day. There was an issue one day with recording, but so his series is out for you to watch. The streams are all there to be watched as well. Some of the races I've cut into 3 sections, so I've cut qualifying into one video, race into another, and driver interview into another. Oh, and I know, it's sad, so it is, but we'll make the best of it. Zane's, me, you, and Strange race when we don't. Oh, I suppose we do. We all have AC. Yeah, it can be set up. I know, and I was looking at driver sign-ups earlier. I wonder how many folks saw wet and went, nah, I don't think that's going to be for me. So free practice is over and done with. We are going to go into qualifying. At the moment, Elias has got the fastest lap with a 1:37.475, which is reasonable considering the moisture that's out there. So some going out early just to try and get some driving in. So Alex Hertz, no, Alex has changed his mind. Alex has had enough already. Oh, and you're sure it will be exciting? You're happy just to listen to me? Oh, thank you very much, Owen. That's kind of you. Might mean there's less stewarding required tonight as well. Or more. So, we'll see how the wet changes the standings. Because Alex is very fast in the Audi. Elias is very fast in the McLaren. Eric, what was Eric driving last night? Was it the Ferrari? No, the Aston Martin. Aston Martin, I think it was. Oh, and by the way, you won your penalty appeal from yesterday's race. You won the race in the end. Oh, do you know, what an exciting race. It just, from start to finish, I couldn't even draw breath because it was just that exciting. And even the last lap, it was like, will he, won't he? Oh, so yeah, I'm glad to hear that you've won your appeal. Nope, somebody getting very, very wide there. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. This is a level playing field of sorts. Obviously they can alter setups and things like that, but predominantly every car of the same category is the same car. So it's quite a big jump going from McLaren into Lambo and the Audi. I mean, the Audi is a difficult car to harness all its power, but at the moment we've got a dry track. It's going to start raining in 30 minutes, so it's not going to affect qualifying. So this is a chance for all the drivers to get some good laps in, get a bit of practice in as well, and see where they go. So Alex just going as wide as he can without getting a track warning, cutting that corner as well. And I don't mean cutting in a bad way. Oh, on the edge of your seat when you were racing. Oh man, we genuinely thought you were just running away with it, and then Fernando got past into second place, and he just, the last few laps was so quick. So all of the drivers, apart from Rollins, is out on the track, and this is them all setting. Oh, you see the Lambo in the background there, getting it all wrong coming out of the chicane, and that will it'll be an invalid lap for them. So, but we're having a look just now at Alex Hertz. Fernando is out as well. In fact, I think Fernando is going to be the first one to set a valid lap by the looks of it. He's just coming round the last sector. Oh, he's actually warming his tyres up, so he's not actually going for that one. So we'll concentrate on Alex just now. Alex is on a flying lap at the moment. I love those two right-hand corners. Oh, Ulster Drive, great turn it. Yeah, all six people. Do you know, it is what it is. I'm happy to commentate whether there's 6 cars or there's 36 cars. The drivers who have turned up are the drivers who have been practicing. The drivers who said they would turn up have turned up. So, and obviously people have got, you know, things come up unexpectedly and things. So, you know, Alex at the moment setting the benchmark with a 135.455. Using all of the curb that he can. It sounded like that Lambo bogged down a little bit there. I don't know if he just had it in a higher gear, but he's on the limit of track limits every single time, which is a sign of a good racer to be using every inch of the track. See that again, just drifting over the solid white line. So P2 at the moment, we've got Passo, who's done a 136.935. Eric Berg has done a 137.787. Here we've got Elias Fernando, who I believe is actually on a quick lap. That Lambo just looks so aggressive, doesn't it? And it sounds amazing as well. full power, round the two corners, two right-handers, and hard on the brakes for this right-hander, and taking all of that curb as well. Now he's got two left-handers coming up. This first one where it's almost full power. You need to watch those sleeping policemen on the left-hand side. And again, trying to... he didn't take the corner quite as sharp as I thought he was going to take it. But at the moment, yeah, he's not quite as quick. He's only third at the moment with a 137.357. We've got Kwiatkowski, who is 139.030, and we've got Rollins out on the track as well. That is a really nice livery. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but that is amazing. You've got ice cream, Zanes. You need to practice Nordschleife. Do you know, I'm going to be controversial here. I'm not a fan of Nordschleife. Mainly because I'm okay with a 3-kilometer long track, trying to remember all the corners, but Nordschleife for me is just like the Mount Everest of anything to do with racing. Oh, getting a bit sideways there, all out of shape. Kwiatkowski just laying down so much rubber, going all the way around the first couple of corners there. Must be nice to quality with less traffic. It's certainly not like Singapore quality today, that's for sure. I don't think you're going to have too much of a problem. Now, Alex Hertz has just sneakily snuck in a 135.442. So Alex is absolutely getting into a rhythm here. Now a 135.140, so every single lap at the moment, Alex Hertz is improving. He is now 1.3 seconds ahead of Passo. So Alex Hertz showing that it doesn't really matter what car you're driving to a certain degree, as long as your driving skills and driving technique are on point, then you can pretty much harness the power of any car. Zanes, when you lap it thousands of times, you learn it. Yeah, but I don't. Oh, don't think that'll be a valid lap anymore now. Yeah, I don't have enough hours in a day to do stuff that I need to do. So trying to do a 10. What is it? Is it 10 minute? Is it 11 minute? Depending on what car you're in. You know every corner by heart. It's interesting to see. So Alex Hertz is back in the pits. Has Alex just had enough? He's got 11.5 minutes left. As you just went, do you know what? I'm just going to go and have a cup of coffee and put my feet up for a little bit. We're following Passo at the moment just to see how they're getting on. Hard on the brakes, tuck that car around, let it rotate, hard on the throttle, but you need to get over to the right hand side, touch the brakes, and full power up to the last left hander. Now you can actually take that corner a lot tighter over the curbs, but I don't know how the Lambo handles it, sorry. Hayden, sorry for lack of numbers. No, don't apologise. It's one of these things, Hayden. Like I said, it's things come up in people's lives that they need to deal with rather than this. But well, Zanes, do you know what? Get into the Discord, because the link is in the description, and join the community and get ACC. But no, I'm happy to commentate on 6 cars. In fact, we've now got 5 cars. Someone's had a disconnect or has just given up. But again, you know, everybody is... the people who have turned up have spent time practicing and getting things as good as they can. So I can certainly turn up and do my bit. It is dry at the moment, Zanes. It's going to start raining in 30 minutes, which isn't going to affect qualifying. But Is it going to affect the race? Oh, a little bit untidy coming out there. It's very, very overcast, but it's very warm. I've never been to Misano, but I can only think that having raced on it many, many times, it is always absolutely melting, even when it's overcast. Now it's on the east coast, it's near, oh, I actually did look it up as well. Yeah, so it's on the east coast of Italy. So it is. Now that's Eric Berg just in front of the pass at the moment. Is Eric going to move over? You can see the difference in the Lambos, can't you? Now Eric raced last night as well, so yeah, I can only apologise. Stream Element seems to have got itself absolutely confused with when it should be doing timers and things like that. Zanes, I think the reason you know it so well is because there was a very difficult special event on Gran Turismo 4 that encircles the North Life. I remember that, and I don't think I ever completed it. You're not good enough for this kind of racing, Zanes, you are. You just need to put the practice in. ACC is a completely different beast to even AC, but to a lot of different sims. But if you're able to, it's so enjoyable. It is absolutely so enjoyable. And the great thing about TOGA is we are all at different levels. I'm probably, I would say I'm probably 2 or 3 seconds slower than Owen. Oh, Pass is going for a little spin round there. It was unfortunate we managed to catch that in the cameras. Oh, it's commentator's curse. Is Eric Berg now going to... every person I go to... Oh, yes! Oh, my God! Right, sub if you want me to stop following drivers and making them spin. Oh, it goes very wide there for Kiedrowski as well. Getting all out of shape. Oh, look at the oversteer going on there. These are very, very difficult cars to drive, like for me anyway. But sorry, I was saying, so I'm about 2-3 seconds behind Owen. Owen is about a second behind the kind of what you class as the alien drivers of ACC, the kind of esports drivers and things. But there's drivers of all different skills. Saying just because I'm faster than you in road cars doesn't mean I'm good enough. Well, you know. Oh. I wonder if the Lambo has eaten through all of the tyres, because everyone's really struggling now after a few laps. Eric Berg absolutely just sticking with this and trying to do his best. Currently sitting in 4th. We've got 5 minutes left, and it does look like Alex hit. Oh no, Alex is back out again. Alex is back out. Let's go to Helicam, which seems to be Ollie's all-time favourite camera at the moment. It is good because you get a good view of the track. If there's other cars battling nearby, it's good to see as well. To hear that engine popping and banging as he's going down the gears. It'll be interesting to see, like I say, I'm not fast, but how Alex takes that last corner is how I take it. I really cut into the curb, just leaving my, he must have heard me. He's like, nah, I'm not listening to him. It's put me off. But taking it so your right hand tyres are only still on the track. It's a great way of making up time, and you get such a good drive out the corner onto the straight. Here we've got Elias Fernando, 2 seconds back at the moment. A 1:37.160 is the fastest lap at the moment for Elias. He is faster on this lap by 0.2 at the moment. A very shiny looking Lambo. Switches over to the right and then takes that corner beautifully. Now how does he take this? Yeah, maybe not quite as deep, but it obviously works for him. So he's actually almost 0.5 up on that one. So yeah, he has taken the time down slightly. Alex is actually faster in sector 2 and sector 3. In fact, that's a lie. At the moment, Alex is actually only faster in sector 2. Paso in P2 is fastest in the first sector and fastest in the last sector. So Alex is really you know, I think if Paso could maybe cut a couple of tenths here and there, he really would be starting to push. But certainly at the moment, Alex has it with a 1:35.140, which is a very good time. So it is 2 minutes 40 left. I think at this rate I should have joined and drove as well. But it's nice. It's a nice way to chill out. We can have a chat. We can see what action there is on the track. And just have a nice chilled Saturday night. What else would you be doing on a Saturday night if it wasn't for listening to me? So all 5 drivers are now in the pits. Now they don't have enough time really to get back round for another lap. So it looks like this is what the standing is for the race. We've got Alex Hertz in the 420 Lambo. We've got Paso in the 235. Elias Fernando in P3 with the 23 Lamborghini. We've got Eric Berg in 4th. And we've got Kwiatkowski in 5th. Macaroon! How are there only 5 drivers? We see if I got paid £1 for every time someone asked me that tonight. I probably made about a £5. Yeah, it's a bit of a poor show for it, but do you know what? I've made time for this. These 5 guys have made time for this, and hopefully you guys have made a bit of time for this. So why don't we chill out together, watch the race, have a bit of a laugh, and Owen, let's go with the £5. Thank you so much, Owen. That is very kind of you. You are the first person to donate. That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Owen.
Grin grin grin, let's go Mac.
Is there anyone that doesn't like Misano? I know it's a little bit of a... Thanks, Owen. I appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate you. I will quickly touch on, just since Owen is the very first person to super chat in the channel. If you become a member of the YouTube channel, it's £2.99. So it is, which is the cost of a cup of coffee. I said this last night. Please forgive me for saying this again. But in the grand scheme of things, it's less than a Netflix pass, it's less than a Prime account, and what it does, it gets fed straight into all the costs that runs to run all of this that you see in front of you tonight and every other night as well. And don't forget the likes of Owen, the likes of Arnold, the likes of all the stewards, all the commentators, even Hayden. No one, we're all doing this in our free time. So anything that is given to us, whether it's super chat, whether it's a membership activation, then that all goes in and helps us. And we are looking soon to sort out for 2024, which is going to be exciting. I think 2024 is just going to just like explode more than what 2023 has. And 2023, I have to say, has been well, I don't know, it's not very fair on the 5 drivers if you're red flag. It's up to you, Owen. That bot didn't read the message properly. The bots never do. They never do. Rain in 30 minutes. You can see in the, just in the top right, beside session start, rain coming. Now, it's a 45-minute race. How about snow? Just strap a couple of, what do they call them? Blades on the front of them just to go out and clear some of the snow. Absolutely older driver. That would be absolutely hilarious. Or, you know, make them race with 3 wheels instead of 4. See how well they do. But no, this is so they'll do a lap, formation lap round, and then as they come on to the start finish straight, they'll all be lined up the way they are just now, and it'll be a go go go. There is one pit stop which is required. It's mandatory. If they do not complete the pit stop, then they do not complete the race, or they do not get the their finishing. There's no fuel, so they have to carry enough fuel for 45 minutes. So yeah, tires, you know, can they hold their tires out for 30 minutes, then the rain starts, then go in? What, I wonder what the strategy is going to be. It's certainly going to be interesting. I had an LFM race not long ago where it was something similar to this, but it was 10 minutes. Rain was going to start, and I decided to put wet tyres on because I thought, well, I don't need to pit. So if I put wet tyres on, and I struggled for the first 10 minutes, like my tyres were bright red and screaming, but see, as soon as the rain started, cooled down to the exact temperature and the exact pressure, and everybody else. There was people who decided just to keep racing on slicks, and it honestly was like a ballerina show. There was just cars spinning left, right and centre. It was just hilarious. Oh, and change from Lambo to snowmobile in a pit stop. Oh man. It is really nice to see these cars. And for me, having the same car as someone else is... it's more of a challenge because it comes down to driver ability then. So Alex just, I think, is that a custom livery Alex has got on, or is that just one of the ACC ones? It's interesting. So yeah, I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but if I've got like a 45-minute race, I tend to take half fuel at the start and then kind of aim for halfway through the race to then pit. That way my tyres, I'm not overusing one set of tyres and underusing another, but it doesn't always work that way. So it doesn't, and you see some drivers who will race up to like 5 minutes before the pit window closes, and then they'll go in and get the tyres. So everybody's got their own mindset about how things go, but this rain will play into how they're going to cope with the pit stop. Older Drive, thank you so much for coming in as a TOGA member. It's very, very much appreciated. Part of the family. If you already are, I do apologise, but the link to our
Older
Discord
Drive
is
became
down
a member.
below. I don't know if that's playing music for you guys, because I can't hear anything. I need to have a look at that and see why that is. But if you're not part of the TOGA family in Discord, then our link is there. If you already are, then thank you so much. We appreciate you. From everyone at TOGA. And you can see the track and air temperature, you know, it's still very hot. Like, taking care of your tires is really going to be a factor here. So they're just getting themselves set up. You can see they're weaving from side to side. That's them trying to get heat into tires, build pressures on them, and now we're now coming into the start finish straight. This is where they get lined up. They get 70 kilometer an hour. I beg your pardon, I come up to the start finish straight now. They've got a 70 kilometer an hour speed limit. So they have, let's just go to the bonnet and let's see these green lights go. So we are about to go, and we're off. We are off. 5 cars, they've all bunched up well together. There's no one has got an amazing start over anyone else. And it's actually nice to see folk not sending it into the first corner. But Alex, oh my god. Alex has got a drive-through for obviously speeding. So this is going to play into the hands. He doesn't just have to pit. He has to go up for a drive-through as well. And he'll have to serve that within 3 laps as well. So this is going to be interesting. Elias is already 1.1 seconds behind at the moment. I'm just going to have a quicker look back just to see what the what's happening with everyone else. You can see Paso getting quite close under braking. Elias going quite wide as well. He will need to watch track limits. Now this is a long straight. Can he get a good drive out of here? Cars are quite evenly matched, but see if you can get a toe underneath the wing. It really does help, and you can possibly challenge as well going into the braking zone. Just kicking down a couple of gears, letting the car drift round there, and then heavy on the brakes for the sharp right hander. Already a little gap kind of forming between the groups. Alex has now taken the drive-through for this, so Elias is going to take over the lead as he passes this start-finish straight. Paso is not letting him go, and I think Hertz is going to come out last and going to have to fight his way through past Berg, Kiedrowski and Paso. Oh, we're going side by side here. Elias not quite as quick getting away. Oh, and yes, there we go. Pass has been made, but is Elias going to come back? Nope, he's not. It looks like Paso has got that car going, but look at the drive that Elias has got now. This is absolutely side by side going into the next heavy braking again, and Paso just giving enough room and looking for the switchback as well. Down into the very slight right hand kink where he then heavy braking for the start finish straight, and Hertz is back out of the pits. He's 23 seconds behind Berg at the moment. And it's interesting, a flash of the lights from Fernando just trying to distract a flash of lights from Paso just trying to distract Fernando there. At the moment, it looks like Fernando's quicker on the third sector, but it certainly looks like Paso has got the match of him in the first sector. So this isn't all plain sailing like we thought maybe it would have been. More viewers and drivers. Well, do you know what? Welcome in, everybody. I appreciate yous all. So here we go. Can Paso close up that gap? Certainly coming out of this left-hand corner, he was a lot quicker than Fernando. Oh, there's a Lambo went off there. In the background, I think it was at Kwiatkowski. But at the moment, Paso has no response to Fernando. He's now dropping 7/10 back. He's now nearly a second behind. Hertz is now 19.5 seconds behind Kwiatkowski. So, yeah, this isn't as straightforward. And then you add in the rain. So the rain is coming in 10 minutes. Now it's 40 minutes left. It's going to get very heavy in 30 minutes. So this is going to really put the cat amongst the pigeons. Oh, and how's an ST faster than a GT3? Lol. Of course it is. I think Fernando's been to the Lambo garage and asked for a little bit of a tune-up. You need to be very careful because that going off left there, you will absolutely guarantee getting your first track warning of the day. Elis is certainly just stretching his legs, but Kwiatkowski isn't that far behind Berg at the moment. So we'll see if he can pull up behind Eric. Certainly under braking he's managing to do that, but has Eric got a good drive out? Certainly looks like it, so Eric's going to keep his third place at the moment. Now surely it's in the back of the mind for Kwiatkowski that Alex Hertz is going to be coming up and filling his mirrors very, very soon, but very wide there for Eric Berg. Puts him off for this right-hander. Oh, bit of oversteer tank slapper there for Kwiatkowski, so no one really gained out of that at all. Into this tight right-hand section, you really want to get the power down as soon as you can. A slight lift as you go through the left because you don't want to do what Kwiatkowski nearly did. Oh my. That was a huge amount of oversteer there. That, yeah, he was trying to avoid going right past the curbs to get it. Look at that again. I think he's maybe just a bit eager on the right foot. Maybe needs to tweak his traction controls a little bit. Oh, goodness. He needs to find his rhythm again, Kwiatkowski. And at the moment, Alex Hertz is now 12 seconds behind him, so certainly at the moment, it's I think it's only a matter of time. We've got Eddie Paso here in his pink Lambo and trying to keep a sight of Fernando, going very, very deep into that corner. Beautifully taken there. Now hard on the power. Let's see from here. You can still see Fernando, but he is 1.8 seconds ahead at the moment, so oh, that Lambo does not like turning by the sounds of it. And this you need to try and take as close to the curb as possible because you want as much drive out. Hard on the brakes. And this is where you can cut that corner slightly, and this one as well, but it is always a fear that right hand side is just like a magnet. It just wants to like suck you in. Evening Daryl, how you doing? Good seeing the chat, thank you very much. I hope you're doing well, hope you're having an awesome weekend. Fernando getting a bit out of shape there, so yeah. And don't forget, Fernando was racing last night in the Backwards Championship, so it was a very close race, so it was. Oh, and you wonder if Hertz did the drive-through on purpose for a challenge. That went through my mind, I have to say. It did go through my mind, but I don't want to insult other drivers by saying things like that because it's not fair to them. Oh, getting very deep there. Beautifully taken there. Perfectly apex. But unfortunately, it looks like Fernando, at the moment, 1.4 seconds. If he can get a good drive out of this corner, he's certainly going to be closer than he has been. So the gap coming down slightly. Hertz is now 8.2 seconds behind Kwiatkowski. At the moment, Hertz has set the fastest lap with a 1:35.160. He was actually 3 seconds faster than Kwiatkowski in the last lap. So just get the front turned in and then get ready for this, and then it's full throttle again. Unfortunately, Eddie Passo is not quite close enough to get any kind of toe advantage from that Lambo in front of him, but again, going very wide as he can, making this corner as shallow as possible. Yes, definitely. I think he's got a little bit of a stronger pace in those last few corners. And again, this is a tricky corner. There's so many different racing lines you can take for this corner. It really just depends what suits you best in your driving style. Hertz is flying at the moment. He absolutely is now 6 seconds behind Kwiatkowski. I just don't feel Eddie's able to get as far out. Oh, well, hello, Mr. Rainman. We're certainly not going to be going to sleep, but this is this is going to be interesting. And Passo has decided very early on to go in and get tyres. This actually could really play into his hands. Just making sure he doesn't end up with any drive-through for speeding or any penalty. So everybody else staying out, but Eddie has decided. Now that's interesting. So technically, if this rain continues, this could be Eddie's only required pit stop. Now at the moment, Hertz is now 3.8 seconds behind. Kwiatkowski is actually reeling in Eric Berg a little bit as well, although that's surely going to be a track limit warning. That was very, he got unsettled on the left-hander, which then put him wrong coming out on the exit there. Oh, and get the snowmobiles out, it's snowing. We should do a spike strip challenge, make them slalom round spike strips. So you can just see Alex Hertz in the background there as Kwiatkowski's looking to reel in Eric Berg, but Eric's he's a consistent driver, so it really is closing down. Just a second between them at the moment. Alex Hertz 2.5 seconds behind. This rain, how many are going to come into the pits? Oh, it looks like the rain's really starting to affect those slick tyres. Now just looking at the pit lane there. Yep, it looks like Eric's come in and Fernando has also come in for pits. At the moment, Kwiatkowski's staying out. Is that a brave move or not? Hertz has come back into the pit, so this is the second pit that Alex Hertz has had. The last one was a drive-through, so he didn't need to stop. But it'll be interesting to see. So Eddie Passo, who is technically in last place, but first to get wet tyres on. So it'll be interesting to see what his time is when he gets round this first lap, because obviously he's had to come into the pits, come out the pits, so it'll be a slower time. So the next lap will be a bit more of a, gives us an idea about what's going on here. But this, and you can see the struggle. The track is now damp. It's went from greasy to damp, so that really is going to affect. You need to try and avoid curbs as much possible. Sorry if I'm teaching my granny how to suck eggs, but some people watching might not know as much about sim racing or have as much experience, but the curbs are not your friend when you, especially under braking. I don't know if that was a little bit there, but certainly I don't quite know. I think Eric Berg's passed. Yeah, Eric Berg. So everyone is back out on track, and you can see just behind Eddie Passo is Alex Hertz with a 1.8 second gap. And that looks like Eric Berg just ahead of Paso as well. So, oh, Alex Hertz getting really wide there. You can see spray starting to get kicked up off the cars. 10 minutes time, this rain is going to be more torrential than it is at the moment. I think we're going to then see puddles forming on the circuit. The lap times are really going to slow down. So I'm just having a look. I say Eddie's going to be our kind of target of what you can do in the wet tyres at the moment. And you can see he's quite close to Eric. Now, I don't know if Eric's going to have to go for a couple of laps, try and activate his tyres, try to get heat into them and things like that. The issue with the wet tyres is if they're in the wet constantly, they are cooling down. You're not getting the pressure, you're not getting the heat into them as much. Alternatively, if it was going to stop raining, now it's not going to be any heavier than it is at the moment for the next 30 minutes. So that's changed slightly. That might play into the hands slightly, but you can see that Eric is really struggling to get his tyres working. But this is now Paso's second lap on wet tyres, and Paso comes over for a 1:45.135, and you can see Alex Hertz right behind him. Unfortunately, Eric, oh, it looks like Paso's went wide. Alex Hertz is just taking that, but it looks like Alex is desperate for another. Look at this, we're going 3 wide into the corner. Poor Eric is a sandwich in this Lambo. And Alex Hertz looks like he's taking full advantage of the other two fighting, and is just going to drive off into the distance at the moment. But that was, and I have to say, driving in the wet, being free going into a tight corner, and look at this, Paso going past Eric as well. So Eric unfortunately sliding down the standings. He's got Kwiatkowski behind him as well, so he is going to have to watch his mirrors. It could be once Eric gets his tyres switched on properly, that he'll start pushing again and maybe give Paso a bit of an issue, but certainly at the moment it's looking like it's not his day at all. So Alex is just 7 seconds behind Fernando at the moment. It's like actually a yellow flag for Hertz. Hertz has went off. Oh, that is not what you want to do. I don't know whether he's, in fact, let's have a little look back and see what happened there. Oh yeah, the prime example of getting on the curbs, trying to dab the brakes, it doesn't work, unfortunately. That's what happens. He lost all traction and just ended up sailing off into the sand. So Alex has it all to do again. This is a repeat of the last lap, but Alex has got a little bit of a gap to try and make up before going into the tight right-hander here at Misano, and it looks like he's got a better drive out, but I think Paso might be a bit more defensive here. Alex is not somebody to do a send from 50 yards back. He's cold, calculated mercenary, so he is. So it looks like he might get a decent tow coming up here. Is he going to try and no, he's not. See, and again, very careful driving. It's wet conditions. You couldn't send that when it was dry, so Alex is not going to be doing that in the wet, so he's not, but he is putting the pressure on now. Paso, oh, was that contact? A little bit of contact there between Hertz and Paso, and certainly Alex Hertz has got past Paso, but was that contact part of the reason? Alex looks like he's learned from that last lap where he went straight on the wet curb. So it's really played into Fernando's hands. So it has. Saying that, Hertz is now only 5.6 seconds behind Fernando. Fernando's lapping about 1:46.367. So at the moment he is on the wet the fastest driver. I wonder if the stewards are going to be looking at that. Holder drive, Active God Weatherson. Yeah, it's actually going to lessen now in 30 minutes. It's going to be less wet than it is at the moment. You can see puddles forming. You can see Alex struggling a little bit with grip as well. And this is the thing, these 5 drivers have qualified in the dry, started the race off in the dry, so they're used to the pace of the car being a certain... Oh, Pazzo getting it all wrong there. Just lots and lots of oversteer. I think he got onto the curb there, did he? Oh, no, he just lost it going into the corner. Yep. Oh, the damage on that Lambo is going to be extensive. So look at the bonnet on the Lambo. That thing's going to end up being like a sail in the wind for him. Kwiatkowski's getting close to Eric Berg again, so he's just looking to put pressure on, try and fill those mirrors and see what happens. Alex now 3.2 seconds behind Fernando. Now we're not quite halfway through the race yet, but certainly, I mean, the temperature in the track's not dropped much. 1 degree it's dropped. Oh, getting a little bit squirmish, if there's such a word. Oh, an absolute slide there. Tokyo Drift would have been proud of that one. So they would have. Alex is absolutely reeling in Fernando at the moment. He's only 2 seconds behind, and if we have a look, there's Fernando there. Fernando at the moment must just feel like he's a sitting duck. He's just... Oh! Alex trying to get the power on, but this Lambo in this weather, you can see how much he's understeering because of it. Oh, a bit of oversteer there as well. Alex is really pushing again. Is that going to be a track warning for him? All 4 wheels over the white line. Heavy on the braking, turning, rotating the car in, and again, look at how close he is. He's now only 0.5 of a second behind. Now this straight is like, oh, that looked like quite a lot of braking going on there. I think he just kind of caught that, but it looked like Fernando had a bit of an issue as well. So now it's just an out and out drag race all the way down here. Full flat out here, and you want to be flat out in this one. And Alex taking it cautious as they shouldn't. Look at Fernando absolutely sliding all over the place. You can see the puddles forming on the track. This is causing issues for the traction, but also for the braking as well. Now this surely is going to be done on the straight. Oh, it's going to be done before that. It's going to be done for that. So Alex Hertz takes P1 and has made it stick. So that having a drive through, having the rain start, coming in for a pit stop, and it looks like Passo has come in to fix the damage. There must have been probably about, what, 45 seconds damage on that Lambo. Oh, Alex getting a little bit leery going over the curb there. The traction control in these cars will probably be turned quite high up. You can see how much he's trying to push. I'm just going to have a look and see if the contact earlier on has actually been registered with the game. Yeah, so I'm not going to preempt what the... it looks like it's just down as a racing incident. There was slight contact, but it didn't affect anyone really, so it's just down as a racing incident. That must have woken the stewards up. They must have been like falling asleep, and then all of a sudden this spreadsheet dings. And they're oh! Kwiatkowski is very close to Eric Berg, but can he actually make the move done? It's one thing getting close to someone, but it's another thing trying to get past him. But he looks like he's got the drive. Oh, he's all over the grass. What are you doing? You're not cutting grass today. Yeah, very sensibly backed out there. That's showing some mature driving from Kiedrauski at the moment. Oh, Eric getting all over the place there, coming out of the corner. It's so easy to cause yourself problems in the wet conditions. You brake, you might not brake hard enough because of the wet conditions. You might outbrake yourself. Accelerating, you need to be so careful for it. Obviously, the higher traction control setting you put on, the more it's cutting the power every second to the four wheels. Kiedrauski just keeping himself in touch with Eric just now. Just see if Eric ends up with any other issues. But you can see how slidey that is. On the dry, I find that you end up with some oversteer going around that corner. So in the wet, it must be just so terrible. Having to tentatively go round. Again, going... Oh, Kiedrauski getting so out of shape there. That was not how to do it, unfortunately. So Alex Hertz now has a 6-second gap and seems to be kind of sailing off into the distance. Onto the straight again. Look at the car, it's sliding all over the place. And the problem is, with these conditions, Eric getting a little bit side on there. If you get too close to the car in front because you're trying to get a tow, you can't see anything because of the spray the car is putting up. So within the next 30 minutes, between 10 minutes and 30 minutes, it's going to stop raining. Now, who's going to be the brave one to go in and change tyres first? Because, Kiedrauski getting really sideways again. A little bit too impatient with that Lambo, I think. Yeah, so you do not want to be on a dry track with wet tyres. They will just get so hot you'll fry an egg and some bacon on them. It really is terrible when you're driving with tyres like that. So you need to be careful. There's a balancing act between when the track starts drying out to going in, and it's the same with Formula 1 and any other motorsport. You don't want to go in too early, because if there's no dry patches, your slick tyres aren't going to work. If it's too dry, your wet tyres aren't going to work. So there is a very fine balance between everything. But look how close Kiedrauski is with Eric Berg now. Eric going with a defensive line as he takes a slight right hand kink and then heavy into braking. Oh my goodness! Kiedrauski nearly got outbraked there. Trying to get on the power as soon as they can. Side by side as they go down this straight. Now this is going to be, no, not quite side by side. I thought Kiedrauski was a little bit further ahead, but he is so close at the moment. He just needs Eric to make a mistake, or, I mean, look how cautious he is being with the braking, but to me that's not a criticism, that is actually good driving. And Eric again, the back end of that Lambo is just wanting to over-rotate. Kiedrauski leaving a little bit of tyre rubber on the ground as well, as he's trying to get as much power down on the tarmac as he can. Going very wide there. He needs to be careful. That's not a track limit. If you get multiple track limit warnings, i.e. 3 track limit warnings, you then... Is it a drive-through? I think it's a drive-through you get for track limit warnings. So, yeah, it's not something you want to do. Side by side again. And Kiedrauski actually makes it stick. Sorry, I was actually... I was trying to look at the timing screens there, but Kiedrauski absolutely makes that work. Let's have a look at this again. So Eric looking as if he's got enough time, but I don't know if he was slow on the throttle there. But Kiedrauski on the inside slows it down enough, make sure he can make that stick and keeping it tight for the next corner as well. So absolutely great racing there, and really good respect shown by Eric as well for not turning in just as if nothing was there and things like that. I've raced against Eric as well. I sound like I've raced against everyone. I've been in the same championships as Eric, and he's a very good driver, so he is. Oh, Kierdrowski getting things all wrong. Unfortunately, Eric wasn't close enough. Oh, that's maybe a bit too close. He wasn't quite close enough to make take any advantage of that, but he certainly looked like the old braking wasn't working for him. Hard on the power, two of them just trying to outfox each other, thinking about these next few corners, because these are critical how you take these, and you can see how much the cars are wanting to understeer. And Neo, good evening, just quickly pop in and say hi. I remind you to stretch, posture, check and hydrate. Thank you so much, Neo. I hope you're having an awesome weekend, my friend. Say hello to Rhino for me. This is I've enjoyed this battle. I've enjoyed the other battles that's been going on as well. Unfortunately, poor Eddie is a way down. He's probably half a lap, maybe even more down from the rest of the pack, so that's unfortunate. Fernando is 13 seconds behind Alex Hertz. But this battle here, it looks like they're both quite well balanced, quite well equaled driving skills wise, which is why we're able to see this kind of racing. We're able to see close racing. But oh, Kierdrowski getting things so wrong. Eric up the inside. We are now side by side, but it looks like Eric has got the legs. Kierdrowski just being caught out there with the braking. So Kierdrowski has just left himself the same thing to do again, but can he repeat it on the same corner? Oh, Eric getting so wide there, sideways. Oh no, that looks so close. It's a good job these Lambos are shorter cars. If that was a Mercedes bonnet, he would have been straight into the back of Eric. But this is good close racing at the moment. Both drivers showing each other enough respect. Again, Kierdrowski looks quicker in the first sector. Look how he's managed to close up to Eric. Now this right-hander seems just to be so greasy, so slippery. Again, Kierdrowski looking and forcing Eric to go defensive. Puts Eric in the wrong racing line for coming out of here, but it hasn't affected him too badly. But certainly Kierdrowski is causing issues for Eric, whether it's the mind games or Eric looked away or something. There was something distracted him from that corner. Again, it must be so difficult getting on the power without the car just wanting to spin all the time. But look, so Kierdrowski is taking a different racing line. Now this is what I was talking about earlier on. There are so many different racing lines for this corner that they all work. It's just what your driving style is to which ones work better for you. Now you see how Kierdrowski goes out wider trying to get a cut back to try and almost make a V out of the corner, whereas Eric was very, very tight into the inside line. Again, so close on the braking there as well, so I think Kierdrowski is maybe just trying to figure out Eric's weak points or corners that he's not maybe quite as confident on and take advantage. As I say, again, so close. And Eric will be getting the radar brought up in front of him as well, because that car is... Oh! A bit of oversteer again. I don't know what car Kierdrowski normally drives. So I can't really say for certain if it's if it's that or if it's just the rain or what it is, but yeah, certainly a little bit impatient with the car when trying to get the throttle on. And that's giving Eric a nice little gap of about a second at the moment, so we've got just over 11 minutes left. Again, Kwiatkowski going in that alternate racing line, but I don't know if that's working for him. It doesn't seem to have gained him any advantage from coming down the straight. I'm just keeping an eye on the timings at the moment. Fernando now 22 seconds almost behind Hertz. Eric's 28 seconds behind Fernando. And then we have Kwiatkowski, who's just almost a second behind now. So everything's just kind of calmed down, as it does in racing. Things kind of calm down, settle down. Drivers get into a rhythm, and you get these natural gaps. So, oh, he's gone completely this time. Absolutely, he's going to hit that barrier. Oh. Let's just see it from the driver or the passenger's point of view. Yeah. So he didn't even power up. He wasn't forcing the car. It's just he's hit the water coming round there, and it's just lost traction with the track itself and rotating round. Luckily it was a little tap on the barrier. Yeah, older drive, absolutely, he will be kicking himself. He's been battling well with Eric all race so far, but he's now sitting. But we've got Fernando with a yellow flag. Let's just see what happened to Fernando there. Oh, yep. Oh, well caught. That is well saved. We've got Eric Berg now. Eric with a yellow flag as well, so I don't know if he's clipped the curb. Oh, he's went onto the curb while braking. He's very fortunate there, but he also saved it well. I know it was a backhanded compliment there from him, but that was well saved. Fernando very well saved, and Eric absolutely saved. Going onto the grass like that, if you decide just to absolutely lock your wheels, you could end up a lot worse. But you can see every driver is struggling round that right-hander. Oh, and then the plums. Zades, you joined the Discord. Oh, that's awesome. So glad to hear it, my friend. Oh, and Marco had a meeting with Barry. George, Tokyo Drift. It is absolutely Tokyo Drift. So it is. Let's have a little look at Alex anyway and see how Alex is getting on. Now 26 seconds ahead. I have to say Eddie Passo is actually pulling things back a little bit in terms of the time he's got to Kwiatkowski, but yeah, let's see how Alex deals with him. He's all over the curb, but yeah, that car's just planted where other cars are struggling to get round there, so Alex has obviously got a good setup for that car. Again, if you are watching, if you could smash that like button, that would be awesome. It would be very much appreciated. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing as well. It really does help the channel, and you can also become a channel member as well, like Older Drive did tonight, for the sumly price of £2.99. Really is a bargain. So I'm just wondering how Alex is kind of keeping himself motivated or focused, because he hasn't seen anyone in about, I don't know, 5-10 laps. So just getting himself into rhythm, trying not to brake or accelerate on curbs. See how he's avoiding the curb when he's on the brakes. Getting a little bit sideways, but again, his skill level, he can control
Zane's
that.
subscribed to the channel.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's a difference between a good driver and maybe a middle of the road driver. Anyone who's braking, especially braking heavily on wet curbs, you're just going to end up on the grass or into something else. Zanes, thank you so much for subscribing. That's very much appreciated. So glad to see you're part of the community. So unfortunately we don't have any battles going on at the moment. It really is just a case of everyone's just driving around the track a little bit. Do you have any questions you want to ask me? Whether it's to do with commentating, it's to do with me, or whether it's to do with TOGA. If you've got any questions, fire away. The time is now to do it. We also have another exciting podcast coming up soon. On Monday, every Monday our podcast is going to release on Spotify and on YouTube. So part 2 of Hayden's podcast is releasing on Monday. We've got 2 episodes with Arnold, who is our head steward. We have got 2 episodes with Owen, who's in the chat just now, about him being steward and also being the driver coach. If you are part of the TOGA family in Discord, you can get access to free oh god, you get access to free coaching by Owen. We also have Airy, who I'm going to try and sort out, but unfortunately Airy's in America, so it's the time difference is a little bit of an issue, trying to nail down a time that we're both kind of available. But we have a very, very special guest coming up who I can't say at the moment, but yeah, this person has many hats on, and they're not just part of TOGA. I'm glad to see that you've joined. Might convince you to get ACC. I think it's on sale just now as well, Zanes. So it looks like, unless something tragic happens with Alex, it looks like he is he's going to win this race. But it doesn't count for my dance forfeit that I said. He has to win a race in the Audi and I'll do a dance for him. That is the deal. So much pressure on Alex. We have the next week, we have 2 final rounds coming up. We've got the final round of the Rookie League, and we've got the final round of the Backwards Championship as well. And if you didn't see last night's Backwards Championship, I would please advise you to go and watch it. It is still live. I will cut it into just the race and the driver interviews, but it was monumental in every way, shape and form. I can't even explain it, because if I explained it, you'd say I was making it up. So the best way to do it is go and have a look at it and enjoy, because it's breathtaking right up to the very final checkered flag. We haven't been on Pure Eddie Paso for a while, so let's just have a little look here. Nice pink Lambo. Keeping it nice and tidy. Now I'm assuming that's him just about to get lapped. Considering he's now had 2 pit stops, is that damage in the car again? I don't know if I'm going to get a... Yeah. Poor Eddie looked like he came off and he had to go in and get the damage fixed, but it looks like he's got more damage in that Lambo again, so I don't know if he's been off the track at some point, but the saying is that God loves a trier, so I mean, I have seen many times in different leagues where somebody in Eddie's position would have quit, whether it's rage quit or just whatever, disinterested, but Eddie has continued.
On the final lap. Give it a final push.
Let's have a look at this. So here we go, our illustrious leader, Alex Hertz, on his final lap. Not really put a foot wrong apart from the drive-through. But he certainly kept himself out of trouble, so he has, and showed consistency. You can see that car again, just want to try and rotate round. Is he actually doing a Mexican wave going up the straight? Is there a button I've got my keyboard on that could, like, I don't know, put a brick wall up in the middle of the track or something in front of him? But I have to take my hat off to all 5 drivers. Have all driven carefully. Some have obviously come off, but you know, that's part of the wet race, that's part of the whole thing. But we've had one activation in the steward spreadsheet. Did I miss anything? All drive, all F4, lol. So one actual piece of contact, and it just had to be marked as a racing incident. There was nothing else. It didn't ruin anyone's race. Neither car. I think Alex is going to get out and walk now. I mean, he's got 41 seconds to go, so if he just parks it up here and walks, that could be him finishing. Not the fastest finish I've ever seen in a GT car, but you know, whatever he needs to do. He's looking pretty calm. He's looking like he's just not that bothered at all, to be fair. That's got to be the slowest finish I have ever seen. Oh, and don't do it, lol. Best stewarding ever. Pete done a grand job. He did, absolutely. Congratulations to Alex. Got Fernando just coming round the last corner now as well. And again, he seems just to be taking it easy, going over the start finish. Eric coming over now as well. Eric's done well. It's a P3 for Eric. So it is. Oh! Commentator's curse again. At least it was consistent. Absolutely. It shows a good standard of driving at the end of the day. Regardless if it was 5 cars or 55 cars. And Eric just comes over the start-finish line in P3. Kia Drowski coming round as well to finish off. He had a good race. Unfortunately, he just had a little bit of bad luck when it came to the old right foot. But congratulations to everyone who took that race. Thank you very much. Popped your cherry holder drive. Were you driving? No? Yes, no? Oh, sorry, right, I've got you now. Right, okay, I understand. I now know who you are. Oh dear. Yeah, so hats off to everybody who was in here. Like I said, I don't care if it's 5 cars or 55 cars. The fact that 5 drivers turned up and had practiced for this and had put effort in, absolutely round of applause should go to them. And a big congratulations to Alex Hertz, Elias Fernando and Eric Berg for the top 3 position. very nicely done. And Older Drive, you did a great job. You did an absolutely great job. Hopefully the spreadsheet pinging didn't waking you up too much. So the next race, there's all the 8s is on Monday night. I don't know if there's going to be commentary for that. I can't make it, unfortunately. I'm doing my own streaming that night. I think Ollie's maybe still working, so if there's commentary, we'll let you know. Wednesday night is Rookie Wednesday night, which is the last race of the championship. So we're looking to see who's going to win that championship. I'll be there for that, and so will Ollie. Friday night will be the Backward Championship, and again, that's going to be Ollie and myself commentating for that. Again, that's going to be the last race of the championship, see who wins. And then there's Sunday night, is the September Showdown, which will obviously be the final. No, it's not. It's not the final because we're obviously not at the end of September yet. So that's what's laid out. I don't think there's any race on Saturday this time. So but we have, I mean, that's a good stretch of races and exciting as well. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight. Thank you very much to Older Drive again for becoming a member. It's very kind of him. And I will go enjoy the rest of my Saturday evening. I hope you all have a great weekend, and thank you very much for keeping me company. Until next time, until Wednesday, take care, stay safe, bye bye.